I consumed so many get ready with me and morning routine and realistic morning routine, productive morning routine type videos. You don't need a morning routine. You need to get out of bed. My routine is the bare minimum. If it's not convenient, I'm not doing it. Good morning, YouTube. So I thought this morning we would do a morning routine, but I will not be setting up my camera and turning off the lights and pretending I'm just getting out of bed and doing all the cinematic shots because one, I'm not good at them. They're not worth watching. And two, that's kind of just a waste of time. I want to take you through a realistic morning routine. The only caveat here is I have the day off today. So it is like 9:30 in the morning. Normally this would happen between 7 and 7:30 in the morning when I wake up. But I'm going to show you what my routine is and then talk about how I changed my routine to get to this point, because I consumed so many get ready with me and morning routine and realistic morning routine, productive morning routine type videos. And they never helped me because it was like so much stuff that I didn't want to do. And I tried for like a couple of years to actually change my morning routine and fix when I wake up. And I am going to share what actually helped me to do that and create the routine that I have, which is super minimal and super simple. In the spirit of transparency, this morning I've already gotten out of bed a little bit. I got changed. Daphne is awake but hasn't gotten out of bed yet. And I weighed myself. So this morning's weigh-in is 202.8, which is lower than normal. Either way, aside from getting out of bed and throwing on some like camera suitable clothes, I haven't done anything. So let's get at her. Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Come on. This step depends on the weather. Daphne always goes outside. I do not always go outside because I live in upstate New York and it gets pretty cold. But if it is nice out, I will come outside and try and get just like a little bit of sun, even just 60 seconds. I know that you're supposed to get more sun exposure in the morning. It like helps your circadian rhythm. I just don't care that much. I would like to care that much, but sometimes it's cold. Sometimes there is no sun. So I just, when I can, I will. And right now it's like 70 something degrees out here. So I'm going to bask in the sun while I can because we are approaching that season and soon it's not going to be here. Our neighbors are building a deck and she just sits there and watches them all day long. Truly living her best life. Okay, we've gotten our little bit of sun exposure and the next step is usually Daphne would be back inside by now because again, it's been cold, but seeing as it's nice out, I'm going to let her stay outside for a little bit more and I'm going to get her breakfast prepped, get her some fresh water and give her her medicine, or at least get it ready because she just takes it like a treat. We call it a cookie and she's like, yes, I love cookies. Thank you. And then I'm going to start making my breakfast. So normally I have breakfasts prepped in the fridge and we make little egg bites and we just pop 2 of them out, put them in the microwave, and I'll make like a Buffway, like clear protein shake with some juice or some oatmeal with some protein, whatever I'm feeling that morning. We did finish our pre-prepped eggs yesterday, and because I knew I had today off today, I didn't bother making more. So today we're just going to make breakfast, but it's still going to be eggs and then whatever else I'm feeling. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I'm going to make breakfast and then I will touch base with you guys when it's all prepped and ready and show you what is on the menu this morning. Okay, well, I just recorded a whole breakfast chat and the microphone was not on, so there's no audio. So now we're going to have a coffee chat. Cheers. I settled on eggs and a Buffway clear protein shake. And then I had my little like fiber gummies and my supplements because we are hosting tonight. We're having some people over. We're going to have a fire and we're going to make little like grilled pizzas. So I pre-tracked my pizza and a couple s'mores because we are living the good life here. And then I built the rest of my day around that to make sure that I still get my protein in. So we opted for a more protein heavy breakfast than normal. And I also opted for hot coffee as opposed to buff coffee because it just sounded right. I usually wait about an hour between when I wake up to when I let myself have caffeine. And I like to get something else in my system first. But because I have been awake for long enough at this point, I had my coffee with my breakfast. Also, look at how cute this mug is. She's mushrooms. I love this trend. So the dissertation was about how I actually got to this point of having a morning routine and also what is really necessary for a morning routine. So my morning routine is really simple. We're going to go upstairs and do the last step of it, which is literally just personal hygiene, right? I put my clothes on. I usually pick them out the night before. I brush my teeth and then I do my makeup and we leave and I go to work. And it's really simple. Literally, is it even a routine? It's breakfast and hygiene. But it is a routine because I make sure that I wake up with more than enough time to do it. My hair is driving me crazy right now. It makes for a really cute vlog to wake up and do morning stretches and then a journal session and then a meditation, come downstairs and make yourself a hot breakfast and then go back upstairs and put on workout clothes and go do your morning workout and then come home and read a book. Not all of us have that flexibility. I'd actually wager a lot of us don't have that flexibility. And that's coming from someone who has a lot of flexibility in my job. But if I do all of that and I spend all that time in the morning, I'm not going to have the time that I want in the evening. So instead, I created a routine with the bare minimum. And I think that's really all you need. You just need a system to get yourself out of bed to do it. And that is the key. Because no matter what you say you're going to do, even if there's evidence that some of this stuff is good for you, a morning walk, sunshine in the morning, a cold shower, there's evidence that that stuff is beneficial. But if you're not motivated to do it, you're not going to get out of bed to do it. So if it's not worth it for you in your mind, you're not going to be bothered to get out of bed with enough time to do it. I really think that the major benefit of a morning routine is consistency, but also not feeling rushed in the morning. So like my routine is the bare minimum, but I have a 2-hour time span where if I wake up and I'm really not feeling it, I can throw a morning walk in there to like pep myself up, or I can curl up on my couch with a blanket. And that's okay because I've created the time for it. So you don't need a morning routine. You need to get out of bed. The two biggest things that helped me with that, one of them is a purchase. I'm so sorry. It's a sunrise alarm. I'll link one below, but you can get literally any sunrise alarm off Amazon. I picked up mine for like $25. And all it does is I have mine set for a 20-minute span. So 20 minutes before I want to wake up, it starts to light up. And it goes from 0% light to a really freaking bright light right in my face. But it's a gradual increase over time. And it mimics a sunrise. And I find that I actually like gently flutter awake a couple minutes before my alarm actually goes off with this thing. So I'm not startled awake in the morning by an aggressive alarm sound. I have birds chirping as my alarm sound, but it's a gentle wake up process. And supposedly it's more natural because it's like the sun, which is Mother Nature. I don't know the real science behind it. I just know that it works and it helps. And even on mornings where I wake up and I didn't really get restful sleep or I didn't go to bed early enough and I still feel groggy, I am more awake and alert when I use that alarm than when I even just wake up normally. The sunrise alarm is a game changer. And the other piece is getting out of bed when your alarm goes off. I know. It's horrible, but hear me out. You don't have to get out of bed and be productive. You don't have to get out of bed and start cooking breakfast or getting your steps in or cleaning. Like all you have to do is get out of bed. So I keep a pair of slippers by my nightstand because it is cold in the morning, boy. And I keep a pair of sweatpants. And the first thing I do, put my sweatpants on, I put my slippers on my feet, and I walk downstairs. From there, I play it by ear. If I am really feeling groggy and I didn't get restful sleep, I get right onto my couch and I curl up under a blanket. But it's brighter downstairs, so I'm less likely to fall asleep. And I put on like a morning meditation that slowly gets your body moving. Granted, I've already started moving, but it's something to focus on so I don't fall back asleep. And it also gradually wakes up different parts of my body. So if I'm really groggy, I have the time to do that because I got out of bed when I said I was going to get out of bed, and then I can take my time really waking up. Or if I am feeling really active that day, or I know that I'm going to have a very sedentary day, I now have the time that I can take the dog on a WALK. She is right over there, and I do not want to rile her up. But I can take her out on one, and we can get our steps in, and I still have time to continue with the rest of my morning. So even though the core of the routine is feed yourself, clean yourself, basic human function, it's built in a time span that I can add in what I need for that day. And I really think that's all you need for a successful routine. Again, does it look great to have a shot of you waking up and stretching and then pulling your jade roller out of the freezer and rolling your face, and then you miraculously already have makeup on so you have like beautiful skin? Yes. 100%. It looks glorious and that's the lifestyle that I think I want. But then I try and implement it for myself and I'm like, wow, I don't want this. I don't care enough to make the time to do this. There is also an argument to be said that a good morning routine starts with a good nighttime routine. And like logically in my brain, I agree with that because if I can get to bed at a reasonable time and go to bed and have restful, solid sleep, I function better in the morning. Just objectively, I function better. But I have yet to be able to implement that. And I have implemented this even on the weekends. Even if I wake up with no alarm because it's the weekend, I wake up, I get out of bed, and I make breakfast. I start my day. Now, a note on breakfast. I think I touched on it earlier, but it is not always, in fact, it's never me taking the time to cook because even though I've given myself time in the morning, that's the last thing I want to do. So I suppose the secret third component here is ease and convenience. We do a lot of like meal prep options. So I will have little egg muffins already prepped and I will have instant oatmeal packets that I just dump and run. Or I have clear buff whey and I mix it with orange juice so there's a little bit of carbs. And now I have a balanced meal because I have some fat in my egg bites, I have some protein in my egg bites, I have whey protein, and I have carbs from my juice. And it's super convenient. If it's not convenient, and this is beyond a morning routine, just in general, if it's not convenient, I'm not doing it. Ultimately, I don't think you need a bunch of steps. I think you need ease and convenience, and I think you need to get out of bed. So give it a shot. Check out a sunrise alarm if you can. If you can't, maybe sleep with your curtains cracked just a little bit so some natural light gets in the morning. I don't love that personally. For me, I picked up, like I said, like a $25 sunrise alarm, and I've had it for like a year now. It works great. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Let's go get ready.